In the words of the rapper M&M, guess who is back? Okay, so in this video, I'm going to provide you with a giant box of excuses why I'm not making regular videos for this YouTube channel, specifically vlogs, because in the last 12 months, I think I've put out a few watch unboxing videos, and I also did a few live streams at the start of the year. But the vlogs, as much as I enjoy making them, especially the editing, they require a lot of effort. And what can I say? I'm lazy. Which is partly true, but it is also because I do have a full-time job producing content for PokerStars, and I enjoy that, but it does take a lot of my time and a lot of my energy. But I'm very proud of the fact that I get to front the TV shows and host the live streams, and that has to be my focus, and it has been a busy year. On that subject, I would like to talk briefly about my favorite live stream so far of 2025. I'm sure it will be my favorite live stream of the year, and I didn't even commentate on it. Just wanted to jump in and say I'm acutely aware of the fact that the sun is very low in the sky right now and that this is a really stupid time of day to try and film this video. So apologies for the fact that I've really put the auto exposure function on this camera to the test today. So in case you missed it, my partner Michelle made the final table of the Ladies Championship at the Irish Open back in the spring. And for obvious reasons, I felt it was necessary to recuse myself from being the commentator on the live stream for the final table. I mean, how on earth could I possibly be objective? So I got to enjoy, and I use the word in inverted commas, the experience of watching from the rail, which is weird because you have no idea what's going on most of the time. There may or may not have been a situation where I misread the board and thought there was a chop pot when there wasn't one, but we'll gloss over that. The key thing is that Michelle won, and it was a fantastic moment. It was a very emotional moment. I think it affected me more than it affected her. But crucially, I'm so glad that we have that live stream, which of course is archived in perpetuity on the PokerStars YouTube channel as something that we can always look back on. And of course we have the trophy as a memory as well. So yeah, I went from Dublin to Monte Carlo for the EPT, and then normally after Monte Carlo, and specifically after Scoop, there's normally some downtime, and the summer is normally quiet for us, but not this year. Now, I had every intention of going to Vegas and playing a few World Series of Poker events. I had every intention of playing my first ever seniors event, because yes, I did turn 50 earlier this year. But the world had other plans for us. I know that this is all old news now, but PokerStars did partner with PokerGo to provide live coverage of the World Series this summer, and that meant that Joe and I were streaming for what felt like 6 weeks, but was probably around 30 days in the end, of live coverage of selected final tables and preliminary coverage of the early stages of the main event. And we did specific versions of those streams for PokerStars channels. And it was a lot of fun. It was great to be back at the World Series working. I haven't done a live stream on the World Series since 2010, so it had been 15 years. But yeah, it did mean that this year the WSOP was about working rather than playing. Again, this is not meant to be woe is me. I'm just explaining why I guess we're so exhausted after an extended period of work, because off the back of the World Series, of course, there's EPT Barcelona. And this year, there were 2 events running at the same time. So we had the live stream of the EPT main event, which we do every year, but also we did the stream of the Spin and Go Championship live, and I was asked to front that coverage. I was asked to be the on-set host, if you like, and basically channeled my inner game show host to provide a few fun catchphrases.
It is time to spin and go!
And then off the back of EPT Barcelona, there was WCOOP, the World Championship of Online Poker. And then it was straight to EPT Malta. First time we've been in Malta since 2016, specifically with the EPT. And now here we are, a few days rest ahead of the North American Poker Tour event in Las Vegas. I did a video blog from last year's NAPT, which you should probably check out. But yeah, looking forward to that event. It is always a fun one. It'll be the 3rd year we've done the NAPT at Resorts World Las Vegas. And once again, there will be a live stream, specifically just the final table of the main event, which will be on Wednesday, November 12th. But before that, we will be shooting season 3 of the PokerStars Big Game on Tour. And I'll be honest with you, that's what I'm probably most excited about. Side note, make sure you check out season 2 The first 5 episodes were released back in the spring. The second batch of episodes, the higher stakes table, the bigger game if you like, those episodes are dropping right now on the PokerStars YouTube channel. You will find links below. Remember, if you're in the UK, you have your own dedicated YouTube channel just for you. So yeah, I'm going to be in Vegas for nearly 2 weeks. I find it funny, looking back at the first video I ever recorded for this channel, I think I talk about going to Vegas 1 or 2 times a year. In the last 24 months, it's been more like 10 to 12 times per year, but what you gonna do? I haven't played poker much this year actually, and I'm hoping at the NAPT I'll get the chance to play a few low buy-in tournaments. So what else is going on in the world? Well, I guess we should talk about Bond. James Bond. Now I did mention I did some live streams at the start of the year, and I did actually do a video specifically about the Amazon takeover of the James Bond film franchise. Oh, quick aside, the Amazon Prime series, 007, Road to a Million. I thought the first series of this show was awful. It was borderline unwatchable. It was so dull. And the way Brian Cox had been retconned into it at the 11th hour just screamed from the screen as desperation. Season 2, they have fixed pretty much every single problem I had with season 1. It's now a team v team competition. Brian Cox was clearly involved in the production from the very start. It has a strong Bond flavor. Yeah, it's still a rip-off of The Amazing Race with a few Bond locations thrown in for good measure. But as a hardcore 007 fan, I really enjoyed it. So what's going on with the next James Bond film? Well, the video I recorded at the start of the year about the Amazon takeover was a little bit, oh, the sky's falling in. And I did temper my pessimism slightly in a live stream a few weeks later when they made the announcement that David Heyman and Amy Pascal had been appointed as producers. And that gave me hope, and that hope was furthered by the announcements we've had in the last few months about Denis Villeneuve coming in as director, and the fact that Stephen Knight is writing the screenplay. Stephen Knight of Peaky Blinders, Locke, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire fame. All the rumors about Tom Holland, I don't buy it. I just think it would be such a mistake to go with someone who is a well-known actor, but also an actor who is well known for playing a major role in a different film franchise. I'm talking about Spider-Man, of course. So we watch this space, but what is clear is that they are going to be going for a young actor. It seems that they are going to be exploring the making of Bond, if you like, a similar exercise to what we saw at the beginning of Casino Royale, where we see how he becomes 007. And it's interesting that there is a video game coming out next year which explores exactly the same subject and will probably have a competing narrative. The most interesting thing about the game, by the way, apart from the fact that we've been waiting for an eternity for a new James Bond video game, is that it showcases a new Omega watch. And I imagine that when the game does debut next year, you will be able to purchase this Seamaster chronograph that is shown briefly in the trailer for said game. So let's talk about watches briefly. I mentioned the fact that I've done some unboxing videos. Since buying my Omega Speedmaster 321 caliber, the Ed White, do you know what? I'm happy. I feel like I've got a strong collection, rotating those pieces and enjoying life. I have no desire to buy a new watch right now. Okay, there is one. I made the mistake of going into a JLC boutique and trying on a Reverso. And it's beautiful, it was stunning, and I fell in love with it and I wanted it immediately, but it is stupid money. And even though I'm trying to convince myself that, well, it's 2 watches in one, so it's not really costing you that much, it's still not gonna happen in the near future. If it does happen, suffice to say, I'll record another unboxing video. So we've come to that point in the video where I am going to ask you to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. I know it seems ridiculous because I've spent most of the time talking about how I don't make videos for this channel anymore, but any subscription, any like just does help get the content in front of people. And hey, if viewership goes up, maybe I will make more. I'll be honest with you, the live streams are the easiest thing for me to do, the most fun, and I enjoy the interactivity with the live chat, but I need to find a good day and a good time of day to do those. So if you do have any suggestions about when you'd be interested in watching a live stream, drop it in the comments below. And if you think it needs to be a little bit more focused, for example, should I just go down the Bond route? Just fully embrace my 007 nerdery and just do a full-on James Bond themed stream? You can let me know. I will try and make something soon, be that a live video or another vlog. And of course, if you're in Vegas for the NAPT, drop by and say hello. See you soon.